Jaganath, and happy to see all the devotees, those who have taken shelter of the divine worships, and we're grateful that you allow me to speak today. By the way, this very auspicious day, probably you know that today is the beginning of Rath Yatra, original Rath Yatra in Jaganath Puri, and also there's Disappearance Day. Tirubal Mahotsava of two great Vaishnavas, great associates of Lord Chaitanya, Sarup Damodara and Shivananda Sena. Shri Vaishnava Thakur ki jai, Shri Jaganath Bode Subhadramaya ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. So, but anyway, we will read today Bhagavad and we'll discuss all these topics maybe. Let's see how it goes. So today we're on Canto 3, chapter 31, right? Yeah. So it is entitled Kapila's Instructions on the Movements of Living Entities, right? And text number 44. Okay? So we'll read Sanskrit translation prepared by His Divine Grace, Hashim Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Saraswati Yasam Tatojaya Kireye Nashtapesha Pradeshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavatam Shloke Bhakti Bhavadinaishtiki Srimatan Sakha Krishna Punya Shravan Kirtanam Vidyantosta Bhavani Vikhunis Vitsatam. So it's Sanskrit. You can follow the response. Jivo Hi Asyanuko Deho Jivo Hi Asyanuko Deho Jivo Hi Asyanuko Deho Jivo Hi Asyanuko Deho Bhutendriya Manomaya Bhutendriya Manomaya Tanirathasyan Maranam Avibhavastu Sambhava Jivo Hyasvango Deho Bhutendriya Manomaya Tanirathasya Maranam Avibhavastu Sambhava. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. In this way, the living entity gets a suitable body with material mind and senses according to his fruitive activities. When the reaction of his particular activity comes to an end, that end is called death. And when his particular type of reaction begins, the beginning is called birth. From time immemorial, the living entity travels in the different species of life and the different planets almost perpetually. This process is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Brahmayan sarvabhutani yandara udrani mayaya. Under the spell of Maya, everyone is wandering throughout the universe and the cage of the body offered by the material energy. Materialistic life involves a series of actions and reactions. It is a long film full of actions and reactions. And one lifespan is just a flash in such a reactionary show. When a child is born, it is to be understood that his particular type of body is the beginning of another set of activities. And when an old man dies, it is to be understood that one set of reactionary activities is finished. We can see that because of different reactionary activities, one man is born in a rich family and another is born in a poor family. Although both of them are born in the same place, at the same moment, and in the same atmosphere. One who is carrying pious activity with him is given a chance to take his birth in the reach of pious family, and one who is carrying pious activity is given a chance to take birth in a lower, poor family. The change of body means a change to different field of activities. Similarly, when the body of the boy changed into that of the youth, the boyish activities change into useful activities. It is clear that a particular body is given to the living entity for a particular type of activity. This process is going on perpetually, from time which is impossible to trace out. Vaishnava poets therefore say, Anadi Karma Pale, which means that these actions and reactions of one's activity cannot be traced, for they may even continue from the last millennium of Brahma's birth to the next millennium. We have seen the example in the life of Narada Muni. In one millennium he was the son of a manservant, and in the next millennium he became a great sage. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Gyanativiradasya Gyanam Chalakaya Chakshurmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutavesva Rupa Kadamahyam Vedekesva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Pada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagnath Mathamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sampudam Bhajanam Sridham Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Saganam Lalitam Shri Shakam Vitam Sham Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Ratha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuve Vaishnava Patitama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Vishnu Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Pashnachare Shitare. Antarva Vishnu Machima Pasutam Sanjayati Kloshati Taram Vinyan Shastam Shandam Shandam Samadhi Pranam Mokande Purushati. Namasheshta Manshi Ramandra Srupalo Pablo Sedržanu Rupuri Mat Kuri Koštavati Vārle Kundam Girvāra Paratikam Atval Sampati Esapadi Kripayeshi Kundam Asmi. Guravaya Vishnu Rashati Kavadashi Krishna Krishna Bhakti Nilachala Nilachala Nitya Bhava Paneva Bhava Supada Jaganath Kate Namaha. Fantastic. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Asking blessings from the senior devotees, Prabhupada's disciples, and just to say something suitable for today's event. So the teaching of Kapila Muni is very scientific, very deep. Kapila Shiksha. It's analysis of material nature, material elements, and it's called Samkhya Yoga. Prabhupada said that it's not different from Bhakti Yoga philosophy. And Kapila Muni explains different history of conditioned soul like conditioned soul wandering around this universe, transmigrating through the different species of life, chasing after fruitive fruits of one's work. And he explained this in very sometimes precise, sometimes metaphorical language. Metaphorical language, indirect language of the Vedas. It's called Paroksha Vada. Paroksha Vada, Rishaya, Paroksha Mamacha, Priya. So this language, Vedic mantras and ancient rishis are very indirect, flowery language of the Vedas. Why this language is there? And it's indirect. There's so many different analogies, so many different examples. Why? Because Krishna likes it. So Krishna likes this language. Why? Because some reasons are there. Like, for example, one of the reasons that those people, general masses or unscrupulous people, those who don't understand the pastimes of the Lord, confidential secrets or divine knowledge, they do not get access to this transcendental knowledge. And also, they have to go through the parampara system, right? This is transcendental bureaucracy. So they have to line up and receive the knowledge through the line. Otherwise, we become bewildered. And also, we should not caught up in the dogma. You know, sometimes we dogmatically thinking, very kind of, what is it called? Narrow-minded, yeah. Therefore, we have to think, we have to contemplate, we have to go deep in the Vedic knowledge. It's called manana nididhyasana. Shravana, we're hearing, then manana, we contemplating on, and then we assimilate this knowledge and we're going deep. And this knowledge becomes part of our consciousness. This is the process of assimilation, divya jnana, transcendental knowledge. So that's why Kapila Muni, he uses language, flowery language of the Vedas, which is indirect, Parokshavada, Rishaya. So he explained that conditioned living entity entrapped into this, in intricacies of material nature, entrapped into this body, encaged in this body, which consists of Bhumira, Purnalo, Kamana, Buddhira, all these different elements, gross material elements, subtle material elements as well are there. And this living entity is wandering around the universe, chasing after different types of happiness. Pramanda, Pranati, Kona, Bhagavan, Jiva. And Vedic literature calls different names, different titles to this body. Sometimes it's called kshetra, or field of activities, right? Kshetra means, so we planted the seeds of our desires on a field of activities. Then we reap the harvest. We get it as a result of our activities, actions and reactions. Sometimes this body is called Navadvarapuri, right? It's a city of 9 gates, like Mahavishnu Swami singing. What am I supposed to do? I'm living in a city of 9 gates, with 9 gates. Sometimes this body is called yantra. Yantra means machine, biological machine. Brahma, Sarva Bhutani, Yantra, Rudrani, Maya. So consists of material energy. So we drive this machine like we're driving on the highway. Sometimes the car going without driver. I saw it. And this is a dangerous situation. Driver sleeping somewhere. So this is body sometimes is called Ratha, right? So Ratha means chariot. And in the Upanishads, I give a vivid example of this Ratha. Ratha, chariot, where the living entity or soul sits, resides, like a passenger. There are 5 wild horses, which are senses, driving us to the object of the senses. There is some driver, which is supposed to be intelligence or buddhi, reins, which are mind, and all different constituent parts of this chariot. So if we interact in material life, so we're chasing after the object of the senses, which are outside, and this is called tanmatras, so we are attracted to this, and we helplessly entrapped in this material life, intricacies, actions and reactions, karmana daya venetrina. And there is no beginning, no end. Anandya Bhakya, we from time immemorial entrapped in this situation. Changing the body is going from different species of life, different levels of existence, different universes even, Krishna say Bhakya Mukha, was the verse, Krishna Bhakya Mukha Pana Bhoga Vanchakara, right? So we turn away from Krishna towards material nature. So we got lost in this illusory representation of God. Anyway, so, and there is no end, no beginning, no end. Anandya Bhakya Mukha. Krishna said, Uri Jiva, Anandya Bhakya Mukha, Lord Chaitanya said to Sanatana Goswami. So how we get out? We're fortunate, we receive transcendental knowledge, so we understand. So we have some different processes and methods and different yoga systems, how to get out. And so many of them. And today I would like to bring up one is alternative one, how to get out from this trap of material existence, cage of this material body which we're trapped from the time immemorial. And this particular type, how to escape from this dangerous situation in which we are now, is connected to this day. And this day today is the day of beginning of Ratha Yatra, right? So Ratha Yatra is a great festival, great public rite, social event, huge event, which we're celebrating, of course, profusely as well in this home. And this is the way how to escape from this material situation, to receive the darshan of the Lord. Because He's the Lord of the universe, He's Jaganath. He's a master of universe. And like very beautifully put one of the Vaishnavas, he said, a beautiful analogy, he explained that when a person is sick, when he is very sick condition, disease condition of life, our sickness is forgetfulness of God, right? So it's avidya. And when a person is sick, he has to go to see the doctor, right? To receive his darshan, get some recipes, some diet, whatever, instructions. So that's why some of the people, they're going to temple of the Lord to get darshan of the Lord, to awaken their dormant spiritual state of consciousness. And some of the people, they still remember. Sometimes they remember, but sometimes they forget. But some of the people, they're completely forgotten. Like in the Western world, for example. So people, they're completely out, they're just, they're living in an atheistic atmosphere, in forgetfulness of God. Therefore, Krishna, in the form of Lord Jaganath, he comes out himself to give a darshan. Like a doctor, when patient is very sick, doctor has to come and see the patient and give some medication to bring him up. So, that's why Lord Jaganath, he goes out for this public event, huge event, social event. No other incarnation of Lord, no any other forms of the Lord are going like this. So only Lord Jaganath, he takes trouble to get out from his abode and going out for public observation. So to show himself. And in Skanda Purana, in the section which is called Purushottam Mahatmya, it is explained that whoever receives the darshan of the Lord on the time of Rath Yatra, he'll get liberated from material existence. So literally he'll get liberation. And there's a story about that. Maybe I'm not going to speak about that, it's a little bit long. Anyway, it is true, it is statement, Shastic statement. If somebody doubted it, it is given in Shastra. And so anyone who sees the Lord in the time of Rath Yatra will get liberated. Mukti from complicated material life, mukti from escape from this material existence, from this bodily conception of life, the Hatma Buddhi. And it's a great thing, right? So therefore, Supreme Lord takes the trouble, he goes out and he shows himself to everyone to make sure that everyone gets his darshan and get liberation. So therefore, Lord Jaganath is the Lord for everyone. He is not only for Hindus, Lord, but he is the Lord for everyone, for all different people. Hindus, non-Hindus, Muslims, Christians, whoever, atheists even, Jewish. So Lord Jaganath is everywhere, in every niche tradition of this world, by the way. If we trace out different traditions, we will see Lord Jaganath is there, in different disguised forms, he is there. Like for example, in English language, there is a word, giant, or gigantic. Where does it come from? So it comes from Jaganath, right? He's the most gigantic, he's huge, he's a Lord of the universe, Master of the universe, Jaganath. There is a city in Promised Land, in Israel, it's called Jaganath. And Christian people that worship Lord Jaganath or atheistic people, let's say, they worship him it's called Moloch of Orissa. Moloch is an ancient, antique deity from the antique world, which receives human sacrifice. So they see him like this. I mean, everyone can see according to the level of consciousness. Atma Vammanite Jagat, right? So every one of us, according to our combination of our modes and level of our consciousness, we perceive things, we perceive the world. So in the same way, we can see Lord Jaganath in different views, and we have different concepts, different ideas. Who is he? And according to our concept, so he reciprocates with us because he's a Bhavagrahi Janatan, right? So he likes to reciprocate with our mood, our Bhava. So therefore, there are different moods and different understanding or concept. Who is the Lord Jaganath? And of course, to see Lord Jaganath, we can get liberated, even without understanding who is he. It works like this. But maybe for us it's not enough to just get liberated, right? So who wants mukti? Mukti is, I mean, it's a great achievement, but not for Vaishnavas, right? Kaivalya narakayate te dasha purakayasha pushpayate. For Vaishnavas, mukti is like a hell. It's a very hellish condition of life. And therefore, Vaishnavas not appreciate it. So we want something more higher. So we want at least prema, right? And therefore, we have to understand who is Lord Jaganath. Not just like see Lord Jaganath, that's it, so we blessed, we liberated. So we want to understand who is he, deeply understand. And therefore, different traditions are worshipping him. Every niche tradition worships Lord Jaganath. But different traditions are worshipping him in different ways, in different moods, in different understanding. For example, if you look at Hindu tradition, there are many different groups and sampradayas. Like maybe general Hindu followers that worship him like a Lord of the universe. It's just Virat Rupa, like a huge form of the entire universe, right? So Virat-rupa, universal form. And that's why he looks like, a very real form with huge eyes, with drawn lips, and so on and so forth. So probably this is Virat-rupa, right? Some of them, they think like this. Followers, those who impersonalists, they accept him as a manifestation of Brahman, impersonal Brahman, right? Sarvakavidam Brahman, so Jaganath is like a Brahman. Of course he's Brahman, he's Para-Brahman, he's a form. Some of the followers of the tradition, like maybe demigod worshippers, they accept him like manifestation of Ganesh, elephant. Sometimes it's put some trunk and dress him or decorate him like elephant. They worship him like this. And for example, Ramanadis, Sri Sampradaya, they worship him like the Lord Ramachandra, and they put next to him bow and arrows and things. So he became decorated with attributes, and so on and so forth. So many different things. And of course, Lord reciprocates with everyone. And of course, Vaishnavas, those who accept principles of pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, they accept him as Krishna, right? So Jaganath is Krishna himself, no doubt. He is a Krishna with his sister Subhadra, his brother Balaram, Nilachala, Nimasya, Nityam, Paramatmane, Balabhadra, Subhadrabhya, Jaganathya, Namaha. So we worship Lord Jaganath like the super soul in everyone's heart, with his brother Balabhadra and his sister. He's reciting Nilachala hill on the shore of Western Ocean, Eastern Ocean, I'm sorry. Samudra Syottaritere, Asti Shri Purushottama, Paramananda Mai Brahman, Daro Brahman, Sharira Drik, we worship in Lord Jaganath like a Daro Brahman, which manifests himself through the material elements in wooden form. And so he's a Krishna, right? But what kind of, which Krishna, what kind of Krishna he is? Because so many Krishnas in our teaching. Like Rupa Goswami explained in Ujjvala Nilamani, there are 96 types of Nayaka, or hero Nayaka. So 96 types of Krishnas. So different Krishnas. So you have to understand which kind of Krishna you worship, right? So, for example, there is Pati and Upapati. He's a paramour or he's a legal husband. So there are different psychotypes, like in psychotherapy, there are different psychological state of consciousness. In the same way, Krishna sometimes changes his mood. So sometimes he's Dhira Lalita, Dhira Shanta, Dhirodata, Dhirodata, he's Dakshina, he's Anukula, he's a Purnam, he's Purnattara, he's Purnattama, he's a fully complete, he's a fully perfect, right? So which kind of Krishna is it? Although we know that Krishna is the supreme form of God, but what is the supreme form of Krishna? This is Jaganath. It's the supreme form of Krishna, because Krishna is unlimited, Krishna is multifaceted, let's say. So, Lord Jaganath is Krishna, we understood. And of course, if you look at the history and we look at the Puranas, so we understand Krishna, he's in Dwaraka. So this is Krishna, Dwarakadish. He is a controller, he is a master of Dwaraka. Rukmini Dwarakadish, right? So he's like this, he's a king, he's a master of Dwaraka, he's a controller, he's a big time. So his attributes and entourage and all these opulences are there. Aishwarya Satsamagrasya Vyasya Shisha Gyanavara Sacheva Shana Bhagavatikana. So he full manifestation of his power. Aishwarya Mood, this is Dwarakadish Krishna. So, but if he Krishna in Dwaraka, why he has such a strange form? Big eyes with drawn limbs, like a very good body. So what happened? Why he manifests himself like this? And this is secretly revealed by Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya opened to us this mystery of Lord Jaganath. Why he looks like this? So it's a huge topic, of course. I cannot cover it in one class, but we just try to touch it because today is a day of Rath Yatra, beginning of great festival. So we would like to clarify a little bit Lord Jaganath. And so he is Krishna in Dwaraka, but he is in the mood of Vrindavan. Right? So he is in the mood of Vrindavan. He remembered Vrindavan. That's why he looks like very strange. He looks like this. His form is Mahabhava Prakash. He manifests his divine love, which is Mahabhava, which is high limit of love. Because he remembered his beloved devotees in Raj, eternal associates, Vrijavasis. They're very dear servants of him, and by remembering him, he completely in ecstasy. He's stunned, his limbs are withdrawn, he experienced Mahabhava, highest limit of prema. Just by remembering his beloved devotees. So he completely overwhelmed. Hey, Dino Dayatranata, hey, Matranat, Kadavalokia se, Hridayam Tvama Lokam Kataram, Daite Varmayati Him Karotya. So he's in a mood of separation, right? So he's completely overwhelmed in emotion. He experienced great love. And this love is called, this is separation, which is highest stage of prema. And it's defined by our acharyas like Vidura, Viraha, Adbhut. Right? Vidura, Viraha means separation. Vidura means very long separation. A long time. Because he left Vrindavan for a long time. So he left Vrindavan, he was 10.8 years old, almost 11, in his Baumalila, right? His eternal age, 15.9.7, you know that his eternal age, 15 years, 9 days, 9 months, 7 days, I'm sorry. That's his eternal age, but in Baumalila he looks like, he's young, but he looks like only 15. Navayuvan, his eternal age. So he left Vrindavan around 11 years old, and he spent his pastimes in Mathura till 28. And then he left for Dwaraka. And Dwaraka, he spent like to the rest of his manifested pastimes up to 125 when he left this planet. And it's about 97 years. And he was in separation with his devotees in Vrindavan for about 40 years. When he met them again on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. On the field of Kurukshetra, it wasn't a battle yet before. So he came for this big event, which is solar eclipse, where all Vrijavasis came, and from Dwaraka, Yadavas, they came as well. They met each other on Kurukshetra field. And it was a very significant meeting, and after 40 years of separation. So after 40 years, he was completely overwhelmed by seeing his devotees, by remembering his pastimes, by remembering reciprocation with their beloved, with his beloved devotees. Therefore, this is huge separation. It's called Vidur, Dura Pravas and Kinchi Pravas. Sometimes Krishna goes out to grazing the cows on the pasturing grounds. It's called Kinchi Pravas. Half day, few hours in his Ashtakali Lila. But then when he goes out from Vrindavan for 40 years, it's called Vidur. It's huge. So all devotees in Raj, they completely stunned also. They experience Mahabhava. They're in the same condition like Krishna. And Krishna also, he manifested this Mahabhava Prakash. This is a form of highest limit of prema, which is in separation. So this is Krishna in mood of separation. in Vrindavan, in Dwarakadish in the mood of Vrindavan, by remembering his beloved devotees. And this his very significant attribute of his form is called Prema Madhurya, right? So Krishna has four distinctive features of his image, which distinguishes him from even Narayana, Lord Narayana. We know there's four different aspects of his supremacy. All of them Madhurya. One of them is Prema Madhurya. Prema Madhurya means his beloved devotees, those who possess such a great prema, which conquer even Krishna. So Krishna overwhelmed by remembering those devotees who in that state of prema, which conquers himself. So his prema bhami, he is controlled by prema. He is manipulated by prema. So that's why he looks like this. He completely overwhelmed. And when Lord Chaitanya comes to see him in Jaganath, Lord Chaitanya, he reveals to us all the secrets. So when he came to see, and they meet each other, it was a blast of rasa. This was a huge explosion of rasa. Can you imagine? So Krishna in a mood of separation, in a great Vidura Pravas, in a huge what's called Virah mood, and also Lord Chaitanya, who is in the mood of, we know that Radha duties of the Tamil Krishna Swarupam, he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So that's Krishna as well, but he is in the mood of Radharani. So when they met each other, it was a blast of rasa. They completely overwhelmed. And this is called Ratha Yatra. This is Ratha Yatra festival, which is going on now, today. It's going to start today in the Puri. So, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has said to his preachers, those who were going to the West, he said, you have to bring Ratha Yatra to the Western world, otherwise those people that don't have a chance to get liberation, they're so simple, they're so fallen, so they have to see the Lord Jaganath, otherwise they cannot get out from the complexities of material life. So we have to bring Lord Jaganath to the Western world to show him, and by understanding the concept of Lord Jaganath, it's very deep, of course. People don't understand what is the forms. They're completely bewildered. But anyway, even by seeing Lord Jaganath, they get liberated. And even Lord Ramachandra has said to Vibhishana is the brother of Ravana, to bring Jaganath to Lanka, so that all those Rakshasas, those who there, they also got benefit from Lord Jaganath and get liberated. Otherwise, they don't have chance. They're so fallen. In the Western world, also people like this, Mlechtas, Yavanas, Rakshasas, Pishachas, and so on and so forth. Like we change the Pranam Mantra to Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani, Pashani, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya means land of Pishachas. But Paschatya means Pishachas, or ghost-like people. Ghost-like people, yes. So, they don't have chance. Only by seeing Lord Jaganath they can get liberation, they can benefit, and they hopefully embark on the process of spiritual emancipation. Anyway, but this is a program which we would like to present for the Western world, for the Western people, to give them chance to get the mercy of Lord Jaganath. Like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj said that for Bengali people, those who come for Ratha Yatra to Jagannatha Puri, for them program is very simple. They're just going to take prasadam, take swim in the ocean, deep in the ocean, then look at chakra on top of the temple and just dance in a kirtan. So this is a program for Bengalis. I think this is also a good program for ISKCON and for outsiders as well. So we can present this cultural festival, cultural program for the spiritualization of the entire human society, like Prabhupada said. So we can give them Lord Jaganath. And they may know, may not, I mean, they don't know, of course, but they can get great benefit. And of course, this highest understanding of Lord Jaganath was given by Lord Chaitanya, so we can understand the mystery of his form, that he is a Krishna in Dwarakadish and Vrindavan in great separation with his devotees. And by meeting Lord Chaitanya, who is Radharani himself in Radharani, they unite on the field of Kurukshetra, and this is Radha festival. So it's a huge topic anyway. I cannot cover everything, but somehow rather we can touch it. And so we have to understand to what kind of form we worship, what kind of Krishna here in the form of Lord Jagannatha. Because we want Krishna who is not Vrindavan. Rajesh Tam is, right? We want Krishna also in Vrindavan. Therefore, our acharyas, they concluded what's our Siddhanta, they said, Aradhya Bhagavan Rajesh Tam is. So our Krishna, Aradhya Bhagavan, our worshipable Lord, is Krishna in Vrindavan. Rajesh Tam is means son of Raja Isha or king of Raja. Tadhama Vrindavan, his abode is Vrindavan Dham, so also worshipable. Raja Vardhavardhana Ramya Kachitapasana. And there his beautiful transcendental deity devotees of Krishna, different types of devotees. They are all conquer Krishna by their love. That's why he's a prema of Buddha. He is submissive to their love. Raja Vardhana Ramya Kachitapasana. So we worship.
Ramya Kachit, yes.
Ramya Kachit. Yeah, Ramya Kachitapasana. Yes. Yeah, so we follow this verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramana Mamala, Prema Kumar Mahan. So this is all these pastimes are described in Bhagavata Purana and Srimad Bhagavatam. And of course our goal is Prema Kumar Mahan, our fifth artha or supreme prayojana or necessity of the soul is to attain prema. So therefore we have to understand all these subtleties of our theological doctrine, our Siddhanta. And why we accept this? Because Lord Chaitanya given it to us. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Madhaka Dakta Tadharana Paraha. So we don't care about anything else, we accept it like conclusive truths, like conclusion of all our teaching. So this is some of the points on the Jaganath Tattva, which is very esoteric, very deep and transcendental. So let us remember Lord Jaganath today, contemplate on his pastimes, understand his form, his appearance, and get all benefit out of this great festival celebration and get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Gopal Premanande, Shri Jagannatha Subhadramaya ki jai, Shri Ratayatra Mahamahotsav ki jai, Shri Rukmini Dwarakadish ki jai, Nitai Gopal Premanande, Hare Hare Go, Hare Krishna. Jai. Thank you, dear devotees, for waiting today.